All right, everybody. Welcome to another video. Welcome to another preview. It's Real Betis versus Barcelona. This is going to be an incredible game. A la Cartuja, Betis will be at home hosting Barcelona after coming off 3 straight victories at home at the Camp Nou. Now Barcelona goes on the road in one of the toughest places to play. And I know we hear this a lot in all my previews when I say toughest places to play, but this is true. The environment is going to be insane at La Cartuja, ladies and gentlemen. Do not underestimate that. And Barcelona, when we don't have time to celebrate on the Atlético Madrid win, we have to turn the page, and now we have to go to La Cartuja on Saturday morning. It's going to be an actual morning for me, which is 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. I believe Barcelona time, this will be about 4 p.m., something like that, which is going to be another early window for a beautiful that's going to be a beautiful Saturday. But guys, on this video, I am going to be talking about the lineups, injury reports, keys to the game, and of course, my official prediction. So if you guys want to make sure you stick around, and before you go anywhere, please make sure you guys comment and like this video if you like this type of content. So guys, let's get into what I called the meats and potatoes of this game. Right? Because one of the things here, let me get my mic ready here. Because one of the things that I think, the first thing I like to look at when it comes to previews, and you guys know this as well, is I like to take a look at the injury report. Now, this is going to be Manuel Pellegrini's boys. Like I said, Manuel Pellegrini is an outstanding manager. I love him so much. Before we look at the injury report, let's take a look at the table real quick, because Barcelona will be facing off the number 5 spot in La Liga with 24 points. Atlético Madrid has 31 points. In 4th place. On 3rd place, we have Villarreal with 32 points, and Real Madrid has 36 points in that 2nd place. And now, of course, your number 1 spot goes to Barcelona. Ladies and gentlemen, your Barcelona culers, it's number 1 stop. And guess what? It's so nice and warm. Real Madrid kept it very nice and warm for us. And so let's get to the preview, because I'm very surprised here. Looks like Pellegrini's boys is going on the injury report is going to be Anthony, which is, to me, this is insane, man. I did not expect to see Anthony to be doubtful for this game. I am going to go on a limb and say that he will be starting this game. It looks like Paul Lopez is out until mid-December. Hector Belin is out late December. Giovanni Lo Celso also out. This is going to be a really bad out for them as well, because Giovanni Lo Celso, he's an incredible footballer. He's an Argentine. I really love him. I think he's a very good player. He's out until mid-December, who's definitely out. He was there the last time, and I think he created a lot of problems for us. And the big one, Isco, the former Real Madrid player, looks like he's going to be out as well until mid-December. So in terms of the form, right? In the Copa del Rey, Betis just beat Torrent CF 4-1. Let's see. Let me look this up. Let me pull it up. Sevilla, they beat Sevilla 2-0. Remember, Sevilla beat us, which is not great. They also beat Unreach, right? That's the name, and I think this was in Europe. In Real Betis against Girona was a 1-1, and Valencia versus Betis was another 1-1. But they have picked up really good form in the last 3 games with 3 straight wins. So here we were picking up another team who is on the hot rise, just like we did against Atlético Madrid, to be honest. So as far as Barcelona, we're going to have Dani Olmo out, unfortunately, right? That shoulder injury that he had after scoring that banger clutch goal against Atlético Madrid. And we also have Ronald Araujo with a physical discomfort is what they are calling it here, but we all know this is more of a mental thing for him at this point, and this is why he's being out. Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, he's back in training, but I don't know if he's going to be available for this game either. And of course, we have Gavi. So, interesting thing, somebody was mentioning that Fermin Lopez was in the injury report, but I do not see him here, so which is a good sign. I did see that he was back in training, and I think that is going to be very, very, very important if Fermin Lopez is back, because Dani Olmo's out. So I do appreciate him coming back just in time to cover to cover for him. So this is a very interesting lineup here that FootMob has for Barcelona. Let's go over first for the home team, right? Valles is going to be goalkeeper. Rubial, Bartra, Natam, and Gomez are going to be the backfield. Denosa and Roca are going to be in the double pivots. So this is another team that plays a little bit like us. They like to hit us with a 4-2-3-1. Apparently, is what they're landing the map with. Apparently they have Garcia. I think this is going to be Anthony. I think Anthony will make his way into this game. Fornals at the 10. Es Alosuri, he's going to be at the left wing. And Hernandez is going to be their striker for this game. Now, in terms of Barcelona would line up with Joan Garcia. Now, I do believe that Koundé will be back. I would like to see Eric instead. And if we can get Cubarsí with Gerard Martin, that would be lovely. Gerard Maldini has to be earning all those minutes from Hansi Flick as well. And then Balde. But I want to see in the comments, if you let me know, what would you line up with if you were Hansi Flick? What would you do at the backfield? Would you do Eric or would you do Koundé? Now, I do think that Pedri and Frankie will be back together for this game. I do not see Frankie in the injury report. I do expect Frankie to be back. Now, there's a question here. Is Pedri back, or does he want to rest Pedri and ease him back in the second half? That is when Eric will come in and have Koundé as a right back and have Eric in the double pivots. And we can have kind of a Frankie-Eric tandem if Pedri wants to get the rest. And but if they're both played, then of course I think Eric will go to the right back position. And also, as far as the front four, this is going to be interesting, because if Fermin is not back, then I would like to see Rafinha shifted to the number 10 spot, and I do want to see Rashford on the left wing. Of course, Lamine Yamal will be the right winger, and Lewandowski. I'm expecting Lewandowski to start on this one, but to be on a short leash if he's not playing well. I do see Hansi Flick kind of moving away from that. Now, I do think that if Fermin comes back, it will be Fermin, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, and Lewandowski, but I do want to see Ferran Torres in the second half, depending on how things are going for us up until that point. But guys, I want you guys to tell me, what would you do differently? Because this is literally what I would do if I was Hansi Flick. But I do want to hear from y'all and see what you guys think of this whole thing. Now, I guess the players to watch is Hernandez, the striker. If we're talking about the keys to the game, obviously Hernandez is a very good striker. He has, I believe, let me see what he has 5 goals, 2 assists, 14 games in 14 matches. He has 5 goals and 2 assists. He has been incredible for them in the last couple of games as well. So he will be a player to look at, and Gerard Martin is going to have to lock him up. Now, I do think that Anthony was going to be my keys to the match as well. I guess he had a physical discomfort yesterday. This is going to be an important player. Look, man, I got a lot of respect for Anthony. You guys, a fun fact, but Anthony got offered a lot of money to go play somewhere else, and he decided to go where he knows he has been delivering, where he knows the team, he knows the project, and he believed in Pellegrini. And the fact that he stayed there, I thought it was very honorable from a player like that. He could have easily gone to a much better team, and he decided to play for Betis and Pellegrini. And I do think that if he doesn't play, they literally have no chance to win this game. They need every bit of of Anthony to be able for what he does for them. They need every bit of him to be able to compete against us, especially now that we're picking up form and that we are healthy. Now, when it comes to Barcelona, right, that's basically about it from keys to the game from their side. They're gonna be playing a lot of defense, and if they don't have Isco, then of course, right, there's not much more I can say about them. Now, when it comes to Barcelona, I think the very first player that I'm looking at is obviously Rafinha. I think the Barcelona, right, as soon as Rafinha came back in the last game, right, the last game that he came back against, well, he did came back, to be fair, right, prior to the game against Atlético Madrid, but the Atlético Madrid game was literally when he started this game. I believe people have grossly underestimated the importance of Rafinha for the squad. And his Ballon d'Or type of season that he had was grossly underrated, and most people didn't give him a vote. And even Simeone came out and say, I think Rafinha is an incredible player. I can't believe he didn't win the Ballon d'Or, and I voted for him. So like that's a neutral person, you know, a coach telling you the kind of player that Rafinha is. So of course he's going to be a key to this match. The way he runs the pitch, the way he ignites the team to play with more intensity is so invaluable to me that just solely on that, the team will play with more sense of urgency just by having him. And you guys better believe that he will be the captain on this night for us, because as Araujo's still out, I do like that, by the way. I don't like that Araujo's out, but what I do like about Araujo being out, that is Rafinha, who now takes the armband to be our captain. There's nobody else better leading us right now than the one and only Rafinha. Now, another keys to the game will be Pedri Gonzalez. Not only because if he starts on this game, that means that he's totally healthy and that he's ready to play, but because also he is the best midfielder in the world. Like, we saw the kind of recital that he had against Atlético Madrid, and I thought that was an incredible game by Pedri Gonzalez. The way that he can control the tempo, the way that he can say, okay, we're moving backwards, we're moving forward. I am going to attack the space. I am going to find Rafinha down the seam and give him a through pass, whether that is Lewandowski, whether that is Lamine Yamal. I think having Pedri Gonzalez, you know, the best and the best, that would be important. Remember, this is our biggest stretch where we're playing Atlético Madrid, we are playing Betis, and then we have to play Villarreal as well. So that is important for us to have our full healthy squad. Now, another key to the game, of course, is going to be Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal has been incredible. Now, he has been named the best player in La Liga in the month of November, so congratulations to him for that was incredible, especially with dealing with that injury. It goes to show you the kind of ceiling that Lamine Yamal has. Even Kylian Mbappe, with the kind of form that he's on, he was on a cooler. He wasn't scoring any goals for a little while, and they were picking up draws, and Lamine Yamal was bowling out, and now he won the best player in La Liga. So obviously we're gonna have to rely on him for, you know, dribbles, working that right flank, trying to find crosses for Lewandowski so he can get those headers, so he can attack the box and attack the space. Of course, one of the best players in the world in Lamine Yamal will be my keys to this match. But guys, it is time to get dirty. It is time for us to talk about predictions and who will win this game and who is the better side coming into this game. Because like I said, man, one of the things that I did wanted to mention is that it's just the incredible form that Betis is on in the head-to-heads, right? I forgot to mention that. Let's look it up real quick. So head-to-heads right now is going. It's a staggering 3 wins for Betis, 5 draws, and 22 wins. So Barcelona dominates Betis for as good as they are. But look at this. The last time we played in La Liga was in April, and it was a draw 1-1, and this was at the Montjuic Stadium. And then in January we beat them 5-1. And so last time was also the Copa del Rey game. So it's a little different, but it was also at the Montjuic Stadium. Before that, so the two matches in La Liga against Real Betis, we have two draws. It's a 2-2 draw back in December, and it was a 1-1 draw back in April of this year. So I mean, we have dominated them, but they have gotten results, especially those draws. The last two times, that's incredible, man. The last two times in La Liga has not been good for us. So it's about time we can start getting into that winning column, especially right now where we need it most, and so we can keep the top of La Liga. And so we can, according to the Footmark predictions, Barcelona has a 68% chance of winning, and Betis only has a 17% chance of winning, and the draw has a 15% chance of happening. So now, as I was saying, guys, it's time to get dirty. Who comes into this game first? Look, man, better. I am giving Betis a lot of credit. They, I think they only, they've only lost, especially, let's see, in the table, right? So they have one loss in the last 5 games, and their only loss was to Atlético Madrid, and that was about 5 games ago. So the last 4 games, they have 2 victories, 2 draws. Like I said, they do have that draw against Valencia, and they have that draw against Girona. They did beat Mallorca, and they beat Sevilla. So other than that, Barcelona has an incredible opportunity here to pick up Betis in a good moment, because if they have all these injuries I just talked about, they literally have no chance to beat us or even get a draw or get a point. Barcelona, there's no excuses. We are now healthier than ever before. I know almost done with an injury. I know Ter Stegen. I already mentioned everybody who's in the injury report, but we are as healthy as we have ever been. And right now we have picked up an important victory against Atlético Madrid, and that was one of the biggest things about beating a team like this, is that it's not only a confidence booster, but it gives you a good measurement of how good you are at this very moment in terms of form, in terms of cohesion. Beating a team like that, that's coming off 7 straight wins, is very important, especially because they just beat Inter Milan in the Champions League as well. But what difference does it make if we can't beat Betis, right? So we have to take this energy and beat Betis even on the road. So my official prediction for this game, guys, is Barcelona 3, Betis 1. I do think Betis is playing pretty good. I do think their form has been good. I've been picking them to win a lot of games for my predictions in La Liga, but I think it stops right here. Barcelona have picked up now 5 straight wins. That is incredible. That is a good trending in the right direction. I love the way that we have been playing in the last 5 games, 5 straight victories. We have victories, up against Elche, which is a good win, up against Celta de Vigo, up against Athletic Club, up against Deportivo Alavés, and up against Atlético Madrid. And now we are facing Betis. Imagine if we can close out the year winning every single game, especially because in the Champions League as well, we have easy games, and we can win all those games. So Barcelona has a very good chance to close out the year with a banger, especially if we beat Villarreal, which is the toughest team remaining on the schedule. But I do think Barcelona will take care of business in La Cartuja, and we will beat them 3-1. Guys, thank you for making it all the way to the end of this video. I want you guys, if you haven't already, let me know in the comments what is your official prediction for this match. And always, if you're here and you haven't subscribed already, what are you doing? We're one of the biggest and fastest Barcelona content creators in terms of growth. So guys, join this community already. There's a Discord coming up in the next couple of weeks. I have a lot of things on the works. So guys, please be here, activate that notification bell. And always, guys, like this video. That helps us a ton to get to even more people. Guys, thank you for watching until the end. I'll see you guys on my post-game show after this game. And it's And it's going to be my very first watch along for the Inter Miami game, because Inter Miami plays immediately right after Barcelona's game. The Inter Miami game will start, and I will be, as I'm doing my post-game show, I will be watching the Inter Miami game. So it'll be like a watch along. So guys, thank you guys for tuning into that as well. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. And as always, Visca el Barça.